Friday, qualifying day at FD Irwindale. We had an eventful night yesterday. Came into practice. We had a few changes we had to make to the car. Had a little bit of gearing changes and some suspension changes, things like that, little stuff. Had a bunch of good runs in practice. Got the car feeling really good. I was feeling good out there. Went in for our very last run of the night. You know, it was going to be our last one, and initiated behind Dylan Hughes, and I was kind of crawling down the bank a little bit. Went to left foot brake to get back up, and it understeered a little bit and shoved the front of the car into the wall. So today we have a bunch of work to do. We got the car all ripped apart last night. We got to it bent up the wise fab, pushed the strut tower in pretty far. We are going to probably just end up chaining it up to a truck and yanking on it, and we're going to see what happens. So fingers crossed we can get back out there, and yeah, hopefully you'll see us out there. A crazy end to our 2021 season. We kind of had everything thrown at us this weekend. We came in this weekend, had a few new things on the car. We were trying out bigger tire size on the rear. Came out here. This track's always wild. It's super fast. It's walls the entire way, so it gets super crazy all the time. And practice was going really good. I think we had like 7 or 8 laps in. Went out for our last one and initiated behind Hughes and had to left foot brake a little bit, and the front end just lost traction and pretty much just nosed me right up into the wall. We smashed the front right side of the car up really bad, pushed the strut tower all the way into the motor, up against the headers and everything. Mangled all the wise fab and everything. Luckily we had spares. So we got the car all back together, had to pull the chassis. We had 2 pickup trucks yanking on it both ways with chains, and spent pretty much all day Friday getting it all back together, up until I think when I went into the driver's meeting, the car was just getting finished up. And so we got it back together though. We went out for qualifying and found a few more things that we had missed. The alignment wasn't perfect, so we were still fighting some things out there. When I went out for my first run, I went up on the bank. It gets really slick up at the top. Threw all the angle at the car, and the left front tire actually contacted the sway bar and basically just put the brakes on the car and looped it out. Then our second run, we had I think we fixed the alignment issue, and we were just kind of trying to make a run, and the track was weird. It was kind of because of the weather. I don't know if it was the cool, going from warm to cool during the day. but the track was kind of patchy. Up by the walls, it was super slick yet. So I tried to keep it low on the inside, and then basically just put a run together just to get into competition. It was a wild qualifying. There was so many zeros and kind of cars all over the place. So luckily we put a run together. We made it through the run, got out. I think we qualified toward the bottom of the field, and made it up for competition today. Our first practice run. Went out there, I wasn't going to let the wall get to me, and I threw it in, rode the wall just like I'm supposed to, and unfortunately the back tire made a little bit of contact with the wall, and once you put the rubber on the wall, it just sucked the front right back up in. Got back into it again, and hit the front end, pushed the strut tower in just a little bit again, and bent the control arm, bent the knuckle. Luckily, the knuckle was about the only thing we were able to salvage from the Thursday's crash, and so we were able to get that back on. We found one of our pro spec competitors out here. They luckily had a lower control arm. It was a little bit different. We weren't able to hook up the sway bar, so in order to kind of compensate from that, we had to up the compression of the shocks. We weren't able to adjust rebound or anything like that because the coil over the top of it was actually still bent from our Thursday crash. So the adjusters weren't working. So we kind of had to just drive through it. The rear was also a little bit off, but we went out for opening ceremonies. We didn't have a car, and the guys literally got it done. They finished up checking front toe, and I went out there and went straight into the burnout box. There was like 0 time left. But yeah, we got it out there. We made a follow run with Taguchi, kind of held on as much as I could. So when you're following Taguchi, he got up on the high line right where he's supposed to be, but that high line is super slick. So sometimes the lead car kind of goes a little bit slower, and when you're on the inside following, it really grips up. So I was surging back and forth, trying to stay behind him, and it was kind of a sloppy run, but we pulled it off, made it through, and then going in for my lead run, lights came down, I dumped the clutch, went to leave the line, and the car sputtered out and died on me. So that was kind of a uneventful end to the to the weekend. So tons of crap thrown at us. We had the car stripped down and rebuilt, and how many, multiple times, and it all came down to that. And unfortunately, that's kind of how it ended. But yeah, so it was a wild one, but we're definitely looking forward to next season. We got lots of plans for the car, and for just everything going together. So we're keeping our heads up. We're moving forward, and we'll be back next year. Hopefully party again.